Alright, so continuation, there's whoa. Alright, there's that hog wallet right in the road. We are going to catch a bunch of those. Matthew and I are going to focus on it. There you go, there's another area right there the hogs tore up. Drive here real quick. There we go, four-wheel drive. It's a little steep right here. Made it up that hill. Now we're on top. Amazing where a farm tractor will go. Bush hogged all this with farm tractor. Alright, now we're getting a little nicer roads here. This is on top. I'm going to clear out up here a little bit and get a nicer road coming up here one day. For now, let's give myself some access like this. eastern boundary right there. So my southern boundary is behind me. 400 or 500 meters. I'm going to hit my northern boundary here. Boundary, and then got about 10 acres over that way, and then we'd be back at our eastern boundary. All right. Hard to see this time of year, but it's all fence post on our boundary there. Works out pretty good doing that. I think the neighbors like it. You know, they seem to be happy to know where the boundary's at. They know that I paid to get it surveyed and had a good survey done. Actually, every 200 feet we have a red T-post, those are surveyed in. It shows up on the camera. It's pretty steep though. Definitely leaning forward in your seatbelt. When we do the fire brakes, we'll probably have a switchback in here. Oh shoot. Alright, hold on, that ain't good. but they'll work. I mean, I at least have access back there that I'll keep working on. They'll get nicer and nicer. That one will always be steep until I have a dozer in here, but that'll work for now. It's thick because it was logged, but if you look, tons of really good trees grown back. A few years from now, we'll probably have to come through and thin this out. We didn't have to plant nothing. I mean, it just came back on its own. When I was here 4 years ago, these trees just probably acorns in the ground. They weren't here. Drive, put it in high. Yeah, I better fix that water before I lose the road. Gotta make a little washout. The road will be good. On the east hill. Now I'm going to go up on the southern hill. So I'm here on the third landing. And we got this place cleaned up, so it's usable, nice, but we have a lot of plans out here, such as dozer work and opening those trees back up to the wood line right there. Oh. Planted some apple trees. They're still pretty small, but they're growing. They're going to grow. Pretty excited about those. Those are Ozark Blacks, I believe. Arkansas Blacks or Ozark Blacks or something like that. Alright. Now we're heading up the East Hill. So I haven't been back here with the side by side in a while. So things kind of change as the water hits it. I got a couple options to go through here. This is probably my best one right here. There we go. Come up with something for that. This ground's pretty hard right now. I can't really do a lot with my tractor, but get a little bit of rain, it'll soften up, and I'll come up here with my box blade and I'll kind of fix where the water's washed out and make it good for another year. And I'll show you, I know there's hog wallers up here. They're always up here in this area. It's, oh, there's a seep or always wet up there. The hogs found it, and so they go up there, sit in the mud or tree, you know, dig in, try to get cool. This definitely has some water coming down this for it to be like that. Made it through there. So we're headed up the hill still. This is a saddle between my hill and Campbell. They're on the other side of me. They got a hill over there to the east, and this is a saddle between us. And then here's where the hogs always have holes. There's always a little water in them, no matter what. In the heat of summer, always. You hear me coughing. There's these little white things floating around, and I got one in my throat. I got it out, but it caused me to cough. Alright, so we're going to go up to the top of this hill now. We're driving low. Bushes crossing my road here. Okay, amazing. I'll be clearing up here one day, a lot more than what we have now. Matthew hunts up here. Got a nice deer out of here last fall. So I just came in here with the tractor, moved debris and brush hog, and the grass is kind of taking over. I'll get up here, try to get a little over micro pot in here. And one day I'll open this up a lot more. I get some real equipment up here, but for now this works. We can come up here, get a nice hunt, and deer do come in here. Definitely thick. We see some big bucks in here. This puts me top of my southern hill. And I'm going kind of quick because we got some weather coming in, and I'm going to try to get down this hill before it's all said and done. And here's another little area. Just cleared out my tractor. You know, farm tractor will do a lot of stuff. You just take it slow. Try not to be in a hurry, and it'll do what you need it to do. See what this is, what that is. And this was all logs, so there's some big stumps, and there's tree tops that we're laying here, and I just threw them all in a pile. I'll burn them when I can. See right there, the pile of tree tops, all that stuff probably came from right here. All right, now, oh, I missed my road. All right, backing up. definitely thick up here. I mean, it's gonna be like this for a few years. And then one day it'll just open up. And you'll be able to see right through these trees. But in the meantime, if you shoot a deer, you better put a good shot on it, because this is gonna put you with some big bucks. But looking for it can be demanding too. We found that out last year. Going to bring us up to our most southern boundary. Now, I don't have a fence up, but I do have those keep posts up. So I don't like to go all the way to the edge with my trails, because I don't want people coming in here. And so that's my neighbor's boundary. You can see it, my boundary is where those tall trees start. I got me a little roundup cul-de-sac here. Reverse. All right. Now we're going to go down the hill. There's some hog damage there and some water damage. I haven't been down it with the side-by-side. That's why I'm doing this, to see if it'll make it. And if not, I'll be up there with my box plate as soon as the weather. I mean, we might be able to do it tomorrow. We just need the ground to get softened up by some rain, and right when the dirt's not too soft, not too hard, I'll get in there with that box blade, and it'll do magic. It'll make that nice and flat. You'd be surprised. It'll look just like this right here. Put us in low gear. See how this goes. So this side by side, it ain't up real high like a lot of them. So you gotta be careful not to bottom out. In certain situations, we're okay, except where there's been water damage. Now we're not going to come out on the third landing. We're going to come out on the second landing. Here we go. This is where you got to think. So I got washout there. I got washout there. I got this little spot right here. I'm going to try to go. And you got more washout there, and you got washout there. I'll just stick it right in the middle. And I'll come here to that box blade, and I'll just hit that top of that dirt there and push it down into those washouts. Then I'll try to figure the water out if I can push it off somehow. Alright. Yeah, I was trying to get another little washout right there, but we got plenty of room on this side. Alright. And this is hog damage right here. All hog damage. What they can do is amazing. All hogs. Hogs and water. I think when these things they start rooting, the water's just finding weird ways down the hill, different ways, and then you get surprised and the water just changed directions. I think the hogs have something to do with it. Yeah, there's some more. So there's more hog to do. But it's not up very high. It wasn't a very big rock, but still it got it. Alright, we're about most of the way down now, so I think we are good. So I think the trail will be fine. I'll hit them up a little better with the box plate. We'll be good. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get us out of 4-wheel drive. It just doesn't beat you up so bad. Another little road goes that way. I got it connected. It'll go to the third landing. I didn't finish it yet. It just needs to be bush hogged. I like to bush hog everything and just make sure there's no washouts that you can run into or get confused where you're at. You have a situation. So here's some more hog damage. I go slow when I'm going through here because there's a lot of stumps and stuff, not a lot of room to get through here. Pretty much just what I scraped out here. But I hit a little stump back there, that's why I stopped. But I'll have all that up one day. But these roads, they get a little better and better with time. Keep working on them. And here's your hog damage again. I'm going to take us on down to the second landing, and then I'm going to go over to the third landing and then work my way down to the lower field. So here's the other part of that road that you saw back there. They'll all connect. But we're going this way. Come up on the second landing. And the reason why I call these fields landings is because when they logged this land, which was done before I bought it, this is one of the logging landings. They called the second landing, and they worked from this landing for several months, and then we cleaned it up and made it usable for us now. On there, but kind of got to get a move on. It's getting darker. Clouds are moving in. So another little great road gives us access to another hunting spot. And then we'll pop up on the third landing now. Blackberries or something else. I'm curious when they're going to be like when they get ripe though. Hopefully they're good. I got a lot of them. Go around and pick them. And then those two roads that I showed you that we didn't go down, they'll intersect here. And then that there will be kind of a shortcut to here. Probably knock off quite a bit of time to get here if that's what you wanted to do. Another stump. You go down these roads enough, you just kind of remember where things are. And then here we are back on the third landing. These white tubes you see here, planted chestnut trees. I got 4 of them out here they're growing. I hope they grow. They're 99% American chestnut, like 1% Chinese in order to be blight resistant. The blight wiped them out on the East Coast. Alright, so we're going to go the back way down to the second landing. This is our main road going down the middle that everything goes to. So that second landing's down that way. We're heading down the lower field, taking the back way. When I first got this place, you couldn't even walk back these roads. They were just trees laying on them and root balls, everything else. So they're not perfect, but a far cry from what they were. Every year we just try to make them a little better. I need to get in here and cut some branches though on this one. Yeah, I definitely got water running down this road. I know where it's coming from. I'll just do a washout. It's pretty easy to do in a couple different spots, and that'll just stop the momentum of it all. Right here is the first one needs to go in. That's kind of the head part. I used to have water coming from here. To give you an example, I did a little washout right here. So I still get some of this water, but the vast majority of it, you can see it's going down that way. So that probably saved that road by just doing that. We had a whole homestead back here, I guess 2 of them, and I just kind of keep it nice back here. The biggest deer on the place I've shot so far has been right here. I gotta take down them old cabins one day, get them burned up, and I'll keep this area. I'll kind of clear it out a little bit more than it is, and kind of keep it open. It's kind of a neat thing that this was all here. Little history. I don't want to woods to overtake it anymore than it already has. And they got a whole well casing over here. And here's house number 2. Pretty interesting, you know. Wonder what the whole history is on who built that house, who lived there, how they got there. You know, there's another road. I haven't opened it up, but it's back there. Now, I own probably about 400 yards of that road. And I'm thinking that's the way they came in. And then I don't see a lot of rocks here where we're at. You look right here. I think them homesteaders picked them all up. I think this was all a field. And you see how this is all cedar trees in here. Cedar trees are a good pioneer tree. You leave a field empty, you'll get cedar trees. So, kind of a, you know, just telling you the history of it. I'm going to take these cedar trees out. I love this little road and how it is, but I don't want to give up all the work they already done. All the rocks being removed and it being level ground. So even though this road is just, I really like it. It's a cool road, but I'm gonna make this field bigger. It's one of our favorite places on the land. This is the first bit of the land that we ever owned. We bought 40 acres from the logging company. My dad bought the rest. And then I bought from him as I could afford it. And now we have 380 acres. And I still would like to get more. I'd like to get more land that touches this land. And just put the land back together as much as I can. Get it as much as I can afford. Not that I'm greedy, just say, how cool is that, you know, to have large parcels of land not broken down. So this used to be my only road in and out, and it's always kind of sketchy. I think I better work on this time to work on it now. I made it through there, but I'm not going to be able to make it much longer. Alright, so we came out of the third landing, went down a lower field, and that put us up on the main road again, and we're back at the second landing. I'll show you our campsite. I like this little spot. I want to make it a lot nicer when I get time too. As you can see though, a lot of things you want to do is really spread out, you know. So every year I do the maintenance, which is why everything's cut. Do it every year. And then, so what you see is always done. And then work on the roads, and then take on a project, you know. And I'm about to show you what project I'm working on. So this is our campsite. Many a times I've camped here, hunted here. Matthew and I process our deer right here underneath that light. That's one of them solar lights. It works really well. And then we usually put our tent back here, and this whole area just gets filled up with all our stuff and our pop-up tents, and make it real comfortable. Get a little generator up here. It's our fire pit. It looks rough right now, but we light a fire and it's pretty easy to get it maintained. Now I box bladed that. The hogs just tore it all up. The grass will grow back in there real quick, but yeah, it's just crazy. We went up there, just tore that little area up, and it's not the first time. That exact same spot. Yeah. Neat little wildlife pond right there. Everything here needs work. You know, that pond needs some work, but it's nice. So, all right, now we're gonna go up here and look at the big project that I'm working on. So this is the first landing. So we kind of start out in the back of the land, working our way to the front. Cabin. It's gonna go right here. Pretty excited about this. Driving up on our pad right now. This morning, that big pile you see right there was right there, but I moved it. Got a lot of work to do in here, but I did the initial work with the excavator and opened it up, and that big pile, there's 6 more just like it that we burnt. We got power. Our well's over there. And I'll show you, they're digging a trench right now. Yeah, this gravel's compacted pretty good. Behind that we got the fiber optics, and then that's the well power. So the well's up there. You can see it there, and I got the well sitting next to the well. And then Dustin and those guys are going to come out here and put the plumbing in, cover that back up, put a road in here, and it's gonna look a lot different in just a couple days. Really excited. All right, let's get back in the car so I don't get caught in the clouds coming.